John Robertson, you're an Associate Director of RTKL, that's a global architecture, engineering and urban design firm based in Dubai. Can you tell me about some of the recent projects you've worked on?
Yes, in March of this year, we opened Murda City Centre, which is a fantastic shopping mall here in Dubai. It's gotten some wonderful reviews from the customers and from the client and from other architects in the region. We've opened Bahrain City Centre, which is another retail scheme in Bahrain. And we've also recently opened the Kuwait 360 project, which is a retail center in Kuwait that's very special, I think, in terms of its design.
You have a strong presence in the UAE. Where else is your work focused?
Well, in the UAE, we have the Dubai office. We also have an office in Abu Dhabi. Recently, this year, we've opened a joint venture in Jeddah that's very specific to healthcare technology group, which we have in our organization. We're looking anywhere from North Africa region through the GCC into the Levant. So currently projects that we have are big mixed use scheme in Cairo, Egypt, which is retail mixed use. We have two projects in Doha, which are mixed use projects as well and master planning. In the Kingdom, we're working on several hospitals along with a couple of towers in the KFD project, which is the King Abdullah Financial District. And also a hotel, 5-star resort down in Oman on the coast.
So what are some of the key design trends emerging in the market at the moment?
Well, I think one of the big trends is that there's still life in the Middle East. I think a lot of people are looking at the Middle East as being a somewhat flat market or a depressed market. So one trend is that it's actually quite buoyant, and that's what we're excited about, and that's why we're still here and growing as a company. One of the other strong trends, of course, is sustainability in terms of its design and how its projects are approached. And another one is more of the sensitivity of projects. It's been a lot about creating iconic gestures in many of these cities, especially in Dubai, as you know. And I think there's more of a sensitive approach to design and awareness of local cultures and local practices in it.
So how exactly does local culture and tradition, what role does that play in designing a major commercial development, for example?
I think it's very important. It's understanding who you're working for, it's understanding who you're designing for and the customer base, and it's understanding the culture that you're working in, how people will use the facility, and then designing to that and respecting the way that they use it and the way they approach the project. I think the culture aspect is important, that you have to respond traditionally to it in terms of its design, in the use of local materials perhaps, and the local way you deal with local site conditions and the sun and the environment, if you will, here in the Middle East.
You mentioned sustainability. How important is that in the Middle East, and does it impact on design at all?
Well, it does impact the design a tremendous amount, and it is a growing issue here in the Middle East, and there's some wonderful sort of mandates coming out of local governments that are triggering that. I think the way we have always approached in a very passive way sustainability for all of our projects, from conception and from the planning of a project and the way that it creates the form of a building and the site placement. But also into the more active role of sustainability, and that's important for any project that's being built and designed here in the Middle East.